we're back on the phone again, which must mean we're on the Insta360. We've not got the 360 lens on, we've got the 4K conventional lens on, which probably means it's going to crap out every 30 seconds and it's going to overheat like buggers. To be fair though, the Insta360 lens, the 360 one, has been doing quite well recently. So it's a 360 1R, it's one of the original 360s. The modular one where you can swap the lenses over. We'll see how we go. Anyway, right, what have we got today? A SAB. It is a SAB carbon framed bike with self-off finishing kit. I think this possibly came from Planet X. SAB was one of the companies that they bought out and bought all the frames and stock for. I think this was built up by Anne's partner at the time. And decent bike, it's seen some action. I did love these bikes. I nearly got one of these instead of getting the Holsworth, my original one. They're a bit of a funny one. They are a carbon frame, but there's a couple of aluminium bits stuffed in the end of them. It's not like the new ones where they mould the carbon around that, but it stood the test of time. It's got some battle wounds on it, but it's still going. It's been in once or twice. It's been in recently for a new chain and some other bits and bobs. So we'll see how we go. I seem to remember last time that I did comment on something. So what we'll do, we'll give it the basic M check first, and then we'll give it a full once over. I haven't done a proper full once over for ages, but we've got to get the forks out anyway. You'll see why. So basics, M check. Shape of an M. So up, down, up, down. As long as you follow the M, you'll cover every component of the bike. So quick release and axles. We'll have a look at them later. We'll just check the springs are there because that seems to be a common thing. Spring might be missing on that side. No, springs there. They look like they're in the right way around as well. That's always a start. Yep, they are. So that's good. Front wheels, bearings, no play in there. Running smoothly. Don't forget to check the tyres. These are relatively new tyres. I fitted them last time it was here. They are nice. They look like 23s to be honest. Doesn't really matter. It's in material. All's good. Check the wear indicator on the brake rim, on the rim of the bike. Yeah, they look okay. I can feel the ridge there that's still there, so we've not gone through that. Brake pads look good. Don't think we did swap them last time. Probably good for a bit longer, maybe another year. Then they're going to look like they're going to need replacing. I don't think we did swap them. We might have swapped the back ones out, not the front ones. So I'll just slacken that off. Just make sure the brakes are working. You get a better run at them if you slacken them off. They feel nice, crisp, no signs of any problems on the cabling itself. All adjusted properly and pinching nicely. They're not pushing from one side to the other. Barrel's good. Can't check the gears, we'll check them when we get up. Right, final headset. No play there at all. Is it moving? Yeah, that does feel a little stiff. It's not massively stiff, but I suspect might have been over tightened. I am seeing one issue though. We've got a gap there, we haven't got a gap there. So I am wondering whether this has been stacked too high and that's over the top of the fork. So we will check that out. We're going to have to anyway to slacken those. We might have to take one of those out and drop it down a little bit because otherwise it's going to knacker the top of the fork if it hasn't done so already. It also means that there's not as much bearing surface there. You are supposed to only have a couple of millimetre from the top of that, so it is getting a good solid grip. If you go any lower than that, it starts to fold over, and that's what I'm seeing there, because that's tight, hard, that's got a gap, so that's not good, because potentially it means that that's not gripping properly. Could slip. Right, everything else looks okay. Bar tape's seen better days. I don't know if she wants me to replace that, but I think she's got a new bike. This is a winter bike, so we'll leave well enough alone there. It does look like gaffer tape, that. Right, Boardman bar ends, nothing against them. They look quite clean and everything. No sign of anything dodgy going on that. There, that is quite loose, but then doesn't really matter. They feel okay. There's no sign of any problems on the gear cable. So now we're going down to the bottom bracket. Yeah, that bottom bracket is stiff. It could even be spinning. So that's either been over tightened or the bearing's spinning in the shell or the bearing's knackered. But that isn't right. I suspect somebody might have torqued that up. We will find out when we get into it. Pedals sound nice, no play. Shimano pedals, so you'd expect them to be good. Not like the other ones which come with a ton of play built into them. Right, so we're now going down to this axle. Quick check. Check the springs again. This is a common one to lose springs on here because these bikes are used on the turbo trainer. Just checking that spring's in the right way around. It is. Wind it back up again. Right. No play, and it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 speed. And we've got a 10 speed chain on it. I'm not going to do a chain checker on it because it was only in here just before Christmas. Interestingly though, it is a 3-speed front derailleur, so that dates it straight away because they weren't. You can tell it's about 20 years old. It's a 105 group set. I think it's 105 all round apart from the Ultegra. I think they're 105 shifters. Yeah, they're 105 shifters, but we've got Ultegra brakes on there, so that's interesting. Yeah, all good so far. Just quick check on the jockey wheels. Actually, they feel all right. Nope, all's good. Always looks after a bike well, does Anne, so pleased with that. Yeah, you can hear that. That's not good. You can actually hear the bearing as I'm rolling it back. It's definitely spinning, or I think that might have been over tightened. So let us get it up onto here and we'll check the gears out. Brought you a little bit closer now so we can have a quick play with the gears and you can see what's going on. I'm not sure what that thing is. Right. We've got the usual problem with this one. We need to move it away. Bit of a shit design now, actually. Trouble is now it puts all the weight at the back. And you don't want all the weight at the back. I've got a TV in the way as well. Let's see if I can move that out of the way because I can see me whacking that at least 3 times. Get a nice reflection off that all the way through this now. I'll just shift it over to the other side. Right, I'm going to have to work out what's something to do with this because it really is a shit design. Trouble is, I'm struggling to know what I can do with it, to be honest. Because I can't slide it that way. We can go a little bit further. Yeah. Right, let's see what the gears are doing. Yeah, that's not too good. Down. Right, see that didn't pick up properly. So that wants a little bit of adjustment. Yeah, it's a little bit off that one. So that'll be one of these. This one here. So we'll just knock it down, so it's that one down there. There's an adjuster on the frame around there. It looks like that one there. If you see that adjuster there, there's an adjuster like that on the other side. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjust it until we move this up a little bit. What we'll do then is I will these adjusters are not the easiest. It's like they're missing the outer edge parts of it. That's any better now. So that might even be worse. Right, so I'm going to take a bit of pressure off it so I can get the long nose pliers into this. Most of them have like a plastic bezel on the outside of them there. Let's get a picture of that. I think I'm going to wind this in and actually it's wound out a little bit too far for my liking, which might be why I'm finding it difficult to adjust. So you'd normally use inline ones now, you wouldn't use these because they do have a habit to getting absolutely mullered. Yeah, that's better. What we will also do is we will just turn it up a tweak as well. Every time. Come on, Shimano, just stick to the same things. Oh, flipping heck. I think we're suffering from a lot of things being over tightened on this bike. Right, see how we go now. Oh, that's interesting. going to So what, just so you know what I've done, I've slackened off the cable adjuster, and I've adjusted the low point position on the derailleur, because I think it was actually using the cable as its low point rather than the stops, which isn't what you're supposed to do, because if the cable snaps, then the derailleur's going to drop in and immediately when you check your chain straight down that gap. So it's not the right way to do it. Right, so that was straight onto the bracket, and that's gone straight down this time. So right, and we've got good stuff going on there. Yep, stop catching on that third gear. Anything above that third gear is supposed to be on the cassette below. Right, so I think we've sorted the front neck out. Let's have a look at the back neck now. I have to get you fairly close to this because I've got a bit of judder there. Oops, that's two. Right, so it's I'm having to push this quite a long way. Right, so I'm having to over push it, which means normally I'd wind that out, but I'm just wary about that because it wasn't dropping down at the bottom. Oh, it has gone. So we'll stick another turn in it. I think we went two again. Down, 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 down. I could probably put another turn in that. Right, just have a look at something just to check. Just want to make sure that that derailleur is not bent. So I'm going to check the derailleur hanger, just in case. I don't know the history of the bike, so I'll just drop that off. Might have to bit. That's the it's a dual tool. This it'll do your head as well. It'll tell you whether your horns are in the right place. Right. So what we are going to so I've pinned this in here. I'm going to slide that out of the way. Aha! I did think the derailleur looked like it was slightly bent in. So if you get yourself down there. Right, so I am a good 5-6 mil off. If I bring it down here, I'm now touching. If I take it down there, I'm just touching again. I'm quite considerably over there. I'm just grazing. I'm quite a long way out. Fortunately, I can't get it round to any further than that on that part. But so we do look like we've got a little bit of a twist in it around that area there, which means it'd be quite a lot over there. So what we're going to do is this, because this is the tight point. It's assuming the wheel's not buckled, but it's not. Right, so we just need to apply a little bit of force there, and we'll see where that puts us now. So we'll bring that back in, and we'll see where we are up here. Right, we are almost touching there. So we are almost there on that one. We are touching on that one, and we are slightly out on that one. So we also need to come out a bit. And I think I cracked it. Where we end up over there. Brilliant, right. So the rear hanger was slightly out, which can cause the problems that we were seeing. So I'm glad I checked that, and I'm glad I bought that tool. Right. Fun bit now, trying to put the hanger back on. We're going to get it to bite. Hopefully we're going to get it to bite. So I had the chain in the wrong position. It's easier to do this with the chain off as well. That's it. Right. I think we'll take that. It's got a little bit of a stick around that middle gear, but the derailleur appears to be running smoothly. So I think we'll class that as a good one. I think that's made a bit of a difference realigning that. Could also be the fact that the chain potential is looking a bit short on there. Can try and alleviate that somewhat by taking a little bit of a tension out of there. That can sometimes help. Yeah, that's done it. Bring it back to mid. Just check it on the next one down. Now we've got to slack the chain. Now, because we've altered the spot on. No, it's shifting really nice now. Right, we'll leave it there and then we'll try and find out what's wrong with this. Right, so we're going to drop the crank arm off just to see if that eases it up. If we slacken off this and slacken off that and it runs easy, that's probably an indication that somebody's over tightened that. That is supposed to be finger tight. Use a plastic tool to tighten it up, right? And the idea is that finger, that knurling, what you can do with your fingers is enough. It's got a thing on it as well, so you can do a torque setting on it, but it is supposed to be finger tight. And the idea is it's the bolts that pinch it because it's a floating bearing. So if you put too much on, you're putting too much preload onto the bearings, which you don't want because it will wear your bearings out and possibly cause them to spin, which is the other thing it might have done. So we're just going to crack these off. Be interesting to see what they've been taught to actually. Yeah, I know one's on the other side. Right. So this is about 8 or 10, I think, and it is a double-sided torque wrench. No. So it's not 8. See it to 10. I think these are torque 10 to 15, if I remember right. Or is it 12 to 15? It's not 10. So that's good so far. I think 50, or is it 12 to 14? It might be 12 to 14. So we're now into what the torque setting should be. No, it's higher than that. Let's set it to 14 now. Higher than 14, so that's too high. Let me just, it's got me questioning it now. Yeah, I was right, 12 to 14. I just had a look on my bike. Still got the sticker on it. So this has been, I can't really go that much higher with that one. I have to get the big one out now. So it has been over torqued. I'm just curious to see what it's been over torqued to. Doesn't really make any difference apart from it just means you're going to knacker your bolts up and possibly strip your threads out. It's not going to make any difference to how hard it grips this. Well, it won't really. Right, so that's 15. If I wind it back down to there, that's 14. So this is what we think we run. So this is where we find out how good the torque wrenches are. This one's less accurate the lower it goes, and that one's less accurate the higher it goes. Right, so that's confirmed. It is over torqued on here. Right, so we'll take it up to 15. Right, so it's 15. It's only just over torqued. And there's an argument because I overdid the one on the other side, but possibly it's put more torque on it, so it might have been okay. I was just curious, seeing as everything else had been. See, I normally do these to 12 to 13, I won't go up to 14 because I have seen these strip out and then you've got to replace the whole arm, and 12's enough, to be honest. I think that's on 12 now. I need it. Put that over there and just check that both of those are all done. So these are a 5mm Allen key, in case I didn't say. They are a nightmare for stripping out, so please be careful with them. Right, moment of truth. Right, that was loose. But that is now spinning. Yeah. Right. It's out. Right, let's see what these bearings sound like. Visions of me sticking that through the TV there. That's how clean Anne keeps a bike. That's not bad going, that. Have any of you watched Dominic Chenna's site? If you have, you'll probably recognise the noise that's just walked in. It's a Spanish water dog that needs some WD-40 because it's going to sit there and now and whimper and it's going like a squeaky old bearing. I think we had some workmen in. He was locked in a room and all you could hear him was just squeaking and whimpering. And he said that dog needs some oil. I think that's the best description of a Spanish water dog ever. That dog needs some oil. Right. Well, we've got a big Hungarian Commodore. Right, I'm not entirely sure what's going off with this bearing. So I might pop this cup out and have a look at it because it does feel stiff. It feels like it might not be spinning. I can't get the Right, bear with me while I find a tool. That's right, I'm going to see if I can pop this out. I haven't got my picks because they're up at the other one, so this is where I shouldn't let it need that much to get these out because they are just slid in. Just don't want to muller them up. Right. Ah, there's your culprit. That bearing is solid, so I suspect we've been spinning. And it's usually this outer one that goes when it goes. Yep, that's not moving. So this is going to need. That one's turning nicely. That's going to need a new bearing. If you do one side, you do the other though. So let's get these off. There you go. Just throw me off. That's fine. Now on the bigger ones. There we go. So we've got a tool for this. This is an ice tools, I think. Oh no, a bismuth. The other one's a nice tool. There's usually a thing that tells you which way it goes, but pedals, opposite thread. No, pedals are left-hand thread, left-hand side, right-hand thread, right-hand side. Bottom brackets are the opposite. So we need to no, they're the opposite. It's got me thinking now. It normally has something written on here that says undo. If I can find it. Tighten that way up. So it is a reverse thread. So we need, so it is a normal thread. So we just need to, hopefully, do not disassemble. Yeah, we've heard that before. Right, tighten is that way. So it is. It's. This is on the left-hand side. It's the left-hand thread. So I need to be going that way. Where's my walloper? So we will try and. Nope. Right, give me a wobble now, and we've got this the right way round. Thank God for that. I don't like braying on sockets when you've got a racket because you'll knacker this up. I mean, okay, these have got lifetime warranty on them, but I really don't want to be having to do all the running around when it's sorted out. That's odd. I don't know why that's got an adapter on, because normally you put the adapter on the other side. Yeah, that's odd. I don't think that's right. You wouldn't normally have an adapter on both of them. So I suspect that's been. Yeah. I don't think you need that adapter on there, to be honest. Right. I think we'll take you over to the bench now and we'll start to strip down this. Certainly well greased. So there's a rubber seal in here. What we're going to do now is just see if we can disassemble this one and I've got the parts to fix it, because I do have some bearings. Right, so that's the seal. And weirdly that seal goes in there, that's completely mullered. So we've got to see if we can knock that one out. Now I should have some of these bearings, because if this is a genuine Shimano one, which it looks like it is, a BB570, it doesn't say it's Shimano though. I know the Shimano ones I've definitely got things for. So, let's see if we can knock it out. Well, that didn't go very successfully, did it? I don't think I've got the right angle on this. Right, to do it the old-fashioned way. I was up in the workshop, I'd put the bearing puller in it. Oh, I think it is moving. Worst case scenario, we'll just buy another bottom bracket for it. Don't think I've got any Shimanos in stock. I used to keep them in stock, but to be honest, there's that many different types of bottom bracket now. I'm not seeing that many of these coming in, and everybody seems to have their own flavour now. I think Matt Deck was going on about it the other day, that we've got about 50 million standards and only about 2 or 3 of them are actually any good. The rest of them are a pile of shit. I must admit, I'm starting to see that myself. Yeah, we're nearly out. Right, this might work now, so. Or it might not. I can't. See now. No, still need to knock it a bit further. It's moving. It's just taking a while. We are wriggling out. You can't hit it out too much. If you rack it in the housing, you can stretch the housing, which is effectively what happened to that orange artwork, the Holsworth. Whoever inserted the bottom bracket the first time didn't do a very good job of it, and it's nearly there now. That, I'm surprised the thing won't catch it now because it's further on. It's nearly out now. Still won't come out. Have to put it over the top of something else. Come on. Right. Nope. Nope. I'm going to stand here saying nope a lot. I think we do have something, he says. Should have. Almost. Almost. Also, almost. What's this one? That's a bit better. we go, she's out. Yep, that's absolutely mullered. Right, so we need to save this because we've got to reuse this, even though I'm pretty sure the ones we're going to be putting in. I mean, I could try putting that through the ultrasonic, but I think ultimately it's past its best. Right, let's clean this out. I'm trying to think what that is in there. As long as somebody's flipping. I have no idea what somebody's been up to with that one. Right, just need to make sure we got all the shit out. I don't know what make these are. They're definitely not English ones, but let's see what we've got for bearings. Bottom brackets. Right. Right, that one's thicker, but in every other respect it's the same. So I think we might be able to put that in there and do away with that, because I think when you add that on to there, you are somewhere near the thickness. So I'm going to go with that. So we'll drop that one in. I think there are 25 cent of these. Nope. There we go, that's the one. So we'll put that in there, and then we will pouring all this. Thread appears to us here. Found it. So that's going to go in there. We need something to go on the other side that's hopefully going to sit in there and not rack about too much. Yeah, just got to be careful with putting that one in because it'll end up getting stuck. We don't want it to get stuck. No, definitely can't put that one in. Can't put that one in. Can we put that one on and then... No. What about that one? No. Oh, come on, there's got to be one that fits. Let's go back to plan. Ah, that'll do. Cracked it in the end. You can always find something in there to do it. Oh, take that out. Getting a lazy Susan. This is why the other set's better, because it's already set up. I don't have to keep doing this every time. Right. I think we end up fixing the other one. So right, so let's see if we can get it to that gone in already? It didn't seem to go in very far, did it? Don't think that's gone in all the way yet. Right. Just spin it more. That's better. Now it feels like it's in. Oh. Now, if I'm right, when we drop the other one, the dust shield in, it should end up exactly the same as we have with the other one, because that won't fit now. Well, it might do. No, it won't. Well, it does fit. Wasn't expecting that. It's not supposed to though. We need the... So the way the Shimano ones work is they have a bearing that sits there like that, right, and then you just pop that in there, and that should end up with it flush where it's supposed to be, and that's exactly where it is. So all they've done is just put an expensive bespoke bearing and dust shield in that sits like that, whereas you don't really need to, because the bearing's got a dust shield on it anyway, and the fact that that then rolls round, you haven't got that extra protection on there which you would have if it was sealed within the bearing itself. So I think we've just saved a fortune there, because they're about 20 quid, these things. So I'm probably not even going to bother doing the other side, to be honest, because it feels okay. So I know I normally won't swap them in singles, but I can't see the point in butchering it just for the sake of that. And like I said, these outer ones always go first anyway, so next time it will probably want both of them doing. So we'll just drop a little bit of, if you can find it. Where's the oil gone? Right, just bear me with me, I'll have a tidy up. Right, bit of liberal round there, bit of smoothing in there, and then we'll remember it's the it's a normal handed thread. Remember, you should not be forcing this, you should be able to do it up at least the majority of the way with your fingers. If you can't, clean the threads out, or you possibly cross thread in it. Which is why these have nearly grips on. You'll get it so far and you won't be able to get it any further just because of the drag of the thread, but I know when I've got it to there, I'm not really miles away. Now don't forget we need to check this, because I don't think it needed that separator on. On the other side, yes, to move the cog away from there, but I wouldn't have expected it. But we'll do a little test anyway. Obviously I'm going to have to go in a little bit further than we did before. What's weird is there's no inner. That's it, we're done. Let me just check we're good width threads there as well. I've not jammed them up. That's it. Doesn't need to be mega tight. It ain't going anywhere. Right, a little bit of lube for this as well. If you can, try and get the chain back on just to save yourself some misery later. Right. We've got a decent distance, we're about up to my knuckles on there. As per usual, it's puffed the thing out. Just going to, where's that? I'm just going to use this to knock that back in, so we need to make sure that it's in the alignment it needs to be. Don't like having to do that, but fortunately it seems to be being a bit of a pain up the backside. I'm wondering whether it's because I've got these shields were designed. No, because it'll have had to have gone through the outer race as well, so they should be the right size. But let's have a look where we are with it. It might be it does need that collar on, actually. I don't think we will get that in there. Do you know, I swear blind that is a gear. That's a gear thing that's been used for that. That's not right. More budgery. Right, let's try something else. Nope. No. How to not correct the logs on your floor. We're gonna play hunt the bit. Sure, I had a whole set of them in here. Okay, this is what we're looking for. There we go. Right, there, what we're looking for. This is where all the parts of things come to die. Don't even know what that one is. Weird looking one. Ah! That was what I was looking for. I think they will be too small. Yeah, they'll be too small. We have got some on there. We could probably steal that one if we needed to. So we do have some more of those. But no, that's the thing we want. That's the one that was on. That's not right. That's a spacer for a thing. It's not the right part. He says another rummage for the right part. It turns out we might not have any actually. That's annoying. Well, it looks like we're going to have to put that one on because we don't have any. I thought we'd got some, but we appear to not. I think they're for a slightly different bottom bracket. God, that grease stinks. Right, we'll have to put this one back in. It isn't the end of the world. Right, I'll bring you back. Gonna have to admit defeat. Really gutted about that because I thought we'd got away with that one, but no, it's not having it. That won't go in there, basically. I think it's because the bearing was a slightly different size, or it's just not gripping the back of the bearing where it should do. I mean, it should be in the right place because it's got an extra mil. The bearing was a mil wide, the other one was 6, this is 7. It's got a mil of extra padding before this piece here. And it runs lovely, but as soon as you try and push it through, it's just jamming up completely. So I think I'm just going to have to stick a new bottom bracket on it. I mean, the good thing about it is that these bottom brackets aren't as expensive as they used to be. It's just really annoying because I hate having to buy new bottom brackets. And you can see as soon as you get it in, it's just pushing it out, and that's proper annoying. I mean, I could try and drive it in using this, but I don't think that's gonna bite, to be honest. And I don't want to risk ripping the threads out of that, so it's kind of, let's just order a new bottom. So that explains a lot. Remember, I was looking confused and I couldn't work out which way round to do them, and I kept having to give me head a wobble. Yeah, found out why. Righty-tighty, which shouldn't be the case. And then I realised it says 36 by 24. That's the internal diameter of that. It's Italian, so these are an Italian thread. This is that says it's the left hand side, but they both work, so I'm going to put the right hand side one in there just to prove it, and they are both identical. So that's why, and that's why we're having problems, and that's why things aren't fitting properly. That's probably why the bearing caps don't work right. Probably a whole load of reasons. So we've ordered one, and I'm just going to chuck this back in just so I can try something, because I've put any money on. I bet you I better knock it in from the other side. I'll probably knock this out again, and then I'll be really pissed off. And I probably could have got away with this, but I pressed the button and ordered one. I've got one for 21 quid. As soon as I put the serial number of the bottom bracket in as a starter, because I was struggling to get the diameter of the frame, as soon as I put it in, it was coming up with like October for delivery. And I'm thinking, that's odd, these are fairly standard parts. So I just defaulted to the normal, let me have the, see, that doesn't work. that thing is not going all the way over. The plastic piece is not going all the way over the. It's not going all the way over the bearing, and that's why it's jamming. So that's why it doesn't fit. To be honest. Yeah. So we probably could have filed that down, but no, it's not. So we'll just chuck it back together roughly, so I can get the bike down and we don't lose anything. And then we might. What's interesting is there's no middle section, and there should be a middle section in this, and that in itself is odd. Very odd. Very, very, very odd. I have mislaid the special tool for tightening this up. Interestingly. Stay there. You're back. Interestingly, I think I was right about the it not needing the spacer. This is really far back, so actually that does need to go in there, and it will. I understand it on the other side because we've got to clear the chain, and there is actually a special spacer, but I don't actually think it needs the spacer on the other side either. That might help the gear shifting a bit if we take that out on both sides, which then I think I'm pretty sure makes it a standard bottom bracket. So yeah, so we've ordered that bit, it's coming in, we'll swap the bottom bracket out. It's 20 quid. It's now it's not like they were 50 quid like they were a while back, so we'll do that. It's an Italian one, so let's just do it. It comes with the plastic bit in the middle, so that should make it a little bit more robust, and it's a genuine Shimano one as well, so it's a lot better than that one that was in it. I will have a play with that. I'm a bit gutted because I had a bit of a clear out and threw out a load of parts, and I think I might have thrown out a whole load of those bits that would have worked, but I think they were pretty much the same as that, so they probably wouldn't have worked, to be honest. A bit disappointed they wouldn't work because I thought they might have worked, but they're a bit thick. There is another one there, but I think that's off that's off one of these weird looking. I think that's off this, possibly, or it's off one of them. No, it's off one of these. Not that one. Not that one. Who knows what it's off? Oh, there's some more there. Could have used them, possibly. Don't know. Oh no, they are the ones that are there. They've just both fallen out. And there's some more stuffed in the end of there as well. So we had a couple of options we could have tried, but to be honest, the state it's in, we'd be better off just getting a new one shoved on it. Right. So I will bring you back tomorrow when we've got the parts for this. I think everything else is fine. Everything else feels great on the bike. We've fixed the gears. We will have to set the gears up again when we put the new bottom bracket in, especially if I take them spacers out. I really don't think it needs those spacers, so we'll give it a go with or without, and then we'll see.